Throughout history, we've been given incredible stories and concepts within video games. What if we took these fantastic feats in creation, boiled them down into vague descriptions, and made Mike guess which game we were talking about, and then make him feel stupid when he gets them wrong? This is the Good Game, Bad Game podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Good Game, Bad Game podcast. I'm your host, Spencer. With me is a man who cannot believe that Super Bowl outcome, and I'm really excited to hear his favorite moment. It's my co-host, Mike. Mike, calling in live. How are we doing? What's your favorite moment?
Uh, Literally just Kendrick Lamar. The only good part of that Super Bowl.
That's a
Kendrick
really...
Lamar playing Not Like Us for the entire halftime show
Yeah. The
was the
crowd
best part.
saying in unison certified pedophile definitely went hard.
Yeah, they drug on A minor for like at least 2 minutes.
Yeah. These are all very safe predictions as we record this 3 days before the Super Bowl. Um if you listened to last week's episode, it was a very slow news week, and so we didn't have anything locked and loaded for us to be able to talk about. So I came up with this idea to put Mike on the spot to guess what game I'm talking about off of vague descriptions. And yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be playing a little game here. We're gonna test Mike's knowledge. You know, Mike, as I said to you, but so it's somewhat clear, just to kind of lay the groundwork a little bit. First off, these are not descriptions that I came up with, so shout out to a couple of different resources. Games Radar had a whole list of 50. I did not use all 50, but a list of 50 games where they attempted to do this. And then Reddit, there's a whole subreddit dedicated to this kind of tomfoolery. And I also want to be clear that some of these are very good stretches, and others are games that I haven't even played. So, Mike, in instances where it is a game that you are very familiar with, as I tried to grab some of those, don't yell at me if you think that any of these are just like too poorly described. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair, but no promises.
Because I can already guess that on some of these you might you might be like, well, now hang on a second.
Yeah,
uh,
I'm certain that will be my reaction for a few. I just want to call out one thing, and it's an appreciation for the fact that this is such a wide community of people who just want to poorly describe video games.
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. Um, and I think what lends me to feel good, because most of these are pulled from that. And then a few are ones that like I tweaked, and then but yeah, most of them are pulled from that. And the reason I feel good about a lot of these is that somebody in every single one of these that I stole from the Reddit, somebody was able to guess correctly the game that the person was talking about. So, that makes me feel like it was probably a good enough vague description.
Sure, sure. That's a good metric. I like
Yeah.
that.
So, all right, without further ado, and I'll do my best to track how many you're able to get to see if you are a certified gamer or not. Okay.
All right,
All
I
right.
like it.
So first, again, some of these, I might be able to provide hints, and again, others I'm not going to be able to. All right. First up, and again, games you've played or at the very least should know well, and then some of these are you probably won't.
I'm ready for us both to be embarrassed.
All right. First up, in this game, you must undergo community service due to mistaken identity.
We're not off to a good start.
Not off to a good start. Why? You must
Is
undergo
it?
community service due to mistaken identity.
There's going to be a lot of pauses in this.
It's think out loud. Try and think through it a little bit. And
I here's my issue. I You lost me at undergo community service because all I have in my head is Animal Crossing,
okay.
and I was expecting you to say due to crushing mortgage debt, and then you said due to mistaken identity, and now I can't separate the two.
Yeah,
Um,
that is definitely a challenge with something like this. Is that first idea oftentimes going to be wrong idea, and it's going to be hard to overcome the first idea. Let's see. It's an older game. I can give you that much of a hint. Um,
like what is old? 'Cause
uh,
I'm old.
yeah, yeah. Um, let's see. It would be defined as vintage, right? Anything that is PS3
20
or
years.
I think it's PS3 or
Okay.
earlier or is retro. It's considered retro. I guess yeah, you're right.
Mm.
Vintage would be 20 years. It might be vintage off of that metric, but I'm not sure. So I will at the very least say
Jeez.
it is retro. Um,
Jeez. It's 7 in the morning, right? Am I supposed to think back that far?
okay. I'll narrow it down even further for you. Um,
Okay.
so it's a game that I actually don't believe you have played, but I know for certain you know about. And by not played, I specifically mean you haven't played it entirely, but I do believe you have at least touched it. And the last hint I will give,
Let's narrow it down.
and last hint I will give is, well, that hint is more so like this isn't such an obvious Mike game, So like I'm trying to help you a little bit there, so you don't feel too
Mhm.
foolish. Okay, the last thing I will give you is that it is a Nintendo GameCube game where uh, where you as the protagonist.
Super Mario Sunshine?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That is correct. Good
Okay.
job.
Yeah. It took me a while to remember the mistaken identity part of that game,
Right, and and correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't
but
scroll.
community service for sure.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't go back, but this is on your list of was this on your list for our little backlog challenge?
I believe it is, yeah. I think I had Luigi's Mansion, which we picked
Yep.
obviously, and then I think I had Super Mario Sunshine. Yeah, I've started that game twice, and don't think I've ever beaten it. Actually, I know for certain I've never beaten it.
Right. Um so that's kind of a prime example of like a game where I'm very confident that you know of it, at least the concept of it and stuff,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
but haven't
It's just been a
necessarily played
long
it.
time.
And then this next one, I'm just a dick. Okay. Help rig an election so the monarchy can win. Help rig an election so the monarchy can win.
Okay.
You're just like, okay, yeah, I got my, I got my task. What's the next one?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the plan for next time.
Help rig an election
Uh,
so the monarchy can win. Um, again, this
I'm
one was
assuming it's not a real election. Like it's not a political election, right?
okay. It is a political
Or
election.
okay. Chess?
Chess. Okay, I really enjoy you like trying to like think outside the box. It is not chess.
Damn it.
But that's actually like that's a pretty good one. I don't really technically know the backstory of chess. Is that what's happening? Maybe.
I think it's up
Um
to your imagination. I think chess is what you make it.
right. Okay. I'll give you a hint. It's a very new game. And to kind of give you a second one immediately, this is not a game you have played for sure. It's a game you most likely would not see yourself playing, but you definitely know of it. But you may not know the story of the game.
Uh, uh, Final Fantasy VII.
Okay, that's a solid guess. To real quick peel back a layer.
Kingdom Hearts.
Again, solid guesses. You're kind of you're in the ballpark for sure.
The new Legend of Zelda game.
No, no.
You're right. That's more the monarchy saying, you know what, I'm just going to do it this time.
Yeah. The monarchy said, "Hold my beer." Um,
With magic.
with magic. This was a Goaty nominee.
Final Fantasy VII.
Nope.
This is more me telling at this point.
Yeah, you're saying no, but I'm telling you.
Oh my god, you have to make me go back and think about Goaty. Astrobot.
It is not Astrobot. All right. Do you want? I'll give you one last final guess, and then we'll move on.
Am I allowed to look up a list of the Goaty novels?
Yeah, if you can do it without without uh ruining your connection. I guess you said you had a laptop. Help
Is that the
rate.
story of Metaphor?
Yes, correct.
There's no way. I had no idea that's what that game is about.
Yeah, I know. So the entire
I was pretty close with Final Fantasy VII.
you were very close with that in Kingdom Hearts. I feel like you were in the right vein. Um, that is a very very bare bones. But there is a like the overall story starts with the king being assassinated and the kingdom declaring effectively a democratic process wherein the most popular candidate, anybody could run for the throne, and the most popular candidate within the hearts of the people would be would be elected and officially the ruler of the kingdom. And you uh, enter in an effort to try and win the election so that the monarchy, so the prince, can claim the throne.
I
So
see. So you don't actually become the king slash queen.
I will neither
But you're
confirm
trying.
nor deny that. You got to
Okay,
play the
this
game.
doesn't sound very democratic to me.
It's all screwy, so you got to play the game. I can't possibly divulge too much, but very bare bones way of
They end
saying
up
it.
just picking Kamala Harris anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was low hanging fruit.
Yeah. All right. Number 3.
Okay, well, you're starting me off with two. Well, yeah, two tricky ones. One because I had no idea what the game was about, and
Yeah.
the other one I haven't thought about in 15 years. So
But you got there. You got there with both of them, so I'll give you that.
yeah,
Um and yeah, so kind of like we're kind of doing a spectrum here. One is yeah, like you said, one you've never even touched and don't know too much about, but at least it's public facing enough, right? And then the other was maybe haven't touched. This next one this next one, Mike. All right, you ready? Gymnastic 50 something dons black spandex outfit, chokes men.
Bayonetta.
Oof, no.
Wow, this only gets harder from here. Um,
Gymnastic 50 something dons black spandex outfit, chokes men.
Batman.
Ooh, that's a very good guess. But first off, both of these. Bayonetta was also a very good guess. I don't believe Bayonetta is 50 something. Batman might
I
be,
didn't think so either, but
but still a very solid guess. I like where you're thinking. No to Batman. Very good guesses though. I'm very happy with those guesses.
I know.
Gymnastic 50 something. Black spandex chokes men.
Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell, that is correct.
Very nice.
Third guess. That
I feel
was
like
a
this. I feel like the spandex is a stretch, but yeah, I guess.
yeah, yeah. Well, again, you gotta we gotta stretch the truth for some of these. You can't make it too easy.
Yeah.
Um, this next one I feel like though is probably too easy. But it's also so funny because I'm on this side of it, right? You're on that side of it, and so I see the
Son, you know how good of
answers.
a day I'm gonna have today? My brain is gonna be so snappy.
Yeah, I got you. Or
We should
you're
do
gonna
this every morning.
or you're gonna use all of your brain juices and you're gonna crash out after this.
Yeah. Well,
All
that's
right.
my employer's problem.
All right. Next one. Mutant marsupial kills animals to punish a scientist for harming animals.
Uh, Crash Bandicoot.
That is correct. That is correct. First try there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That just sounded like an old game.
Yeah. 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 Um
That is a hilarious description, though. That's a
uh
really good one. That might be my favorite one yet.
okay, well strap in because we still got plenty to go. Um all right, next up. Unstoppable super soldier escorts lunatic AI to humanity's most vulnerable hotspots. Unstoppable super soldier escorts lunatic AI to humanity's most vulnerable hotspots. What is that game?
I feel like that could be so many games. Do you want to
Yeah,
hear my Do you want to hear my stupid first thought that
of
I know is
course.
not correct?
Of course, yes.
Rat,
That's
Ratchet and Clank.
okay. All right. Is Clank supposed to be the lunatic AI in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just fucking nuts and bolts.
Which is yeah, haha, that was a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, but he's not exactly like a lunatic. He's
Yeah,
more the smarts of the group.
right. Right, yeah, if anything, I feel like Ratchet's
Lunatic
kind of the the maybe a little, at least in the older ones, a little slower.
Halo.
Halo, that's correct.
Hell yeah.
I like that you mentioned that this could be many games. I can't remember the exact example, but somebody on the Reddit like put a game and a person responded and they were like, "Nope, not correct," and they were like, "But that's exactly what you described." And it's like, well, yeah, that is how things can go, right? Like it 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 could be, that's kind of the intention of this, right? Is to be intentionally vague enough that you think other things. Um,
The person who called that out should never go to college because they're going to be sorely disappointed.
right, right. Okay, this next one I'm going to tweak. So this might actually words. Hang on, I'm going to tweak this one a little bit, and so that might potentially help because I this is something you're very familiar with. Okay, so kind of an
Okay.
upfront um, hint. Highly suggestible tourist murders swaths of addicts. Highly suggestible tourist murders swaths of addicts. And there's a little bit more to this, but I'm going to leave that out because I feel like it would really give it away.
Are you saying addicts, like drug addicts?
Addicts. Yep. Highly suggestible tourist murders swaths of addicts. Addicts.
You can
Yeah.
do it.
So that's a tricky word for me, apparently.
Yeah. But you nailed swaths. And I feel like that's
Swaths,
yeah.
swathes. I nailed suggestible too, if we want to just keep breaking it down for me.
Yeah. Is your definition of suggestible like sexy?
No.
Is that what they're
No,
trying
I
to get
think
at?
I think like ooh my interpretation of that, and maybe I don't know the word suggestible, is that he's very easily influenced. Maybe.
Okay. I don't like that you told me that I am incredibly familiar with this one because now I feel like the pressure's on.
Yeah, I know. It's it's difficult for me in this seat, believe it or not. Highly suggestible tourist murders swaths of addicts in a swanky undersea fishbowl.
Uh,
Wow, I thought that would be immediate.
SpongeBob?
Say that again. Sorry.
SpongeBob?
No, not SpongeBob. That's solid. That's a solid guess.
Um, man,
I I like so personally I don't know how to give you know a ton of hints on this one, to be perfectly
well, that's
candid.
not helpful.
I know, and so this is why these are the ones that make me nervous because I'm like, yeah, this seems like a really easy one, and Mike knows this, so like this should be good. And the fact that you're not getting it makes me think like, oh no, this is a terrible description. Like even for a vague description, which are intentionally terrible, right? Okay, it is a
I'm
series.
just trying to think of I'm just trying to think of any like nautical murder games that I've played.
Yeah, okay, maybe nautical. Highly suggestible tourist. I'm just gonna reread it. Murders swaths of addicts in a swanky undersea fishbowl. So kind of you're under, but you're in something the entire time. You know,
I don't.
you're
I
not
don't
you're
know.
you're not in the water, but you're underwater. You're not in the water. And it's a game series. Um, if somebody came up to me and they grabbed me by the shirt, and they started beating the shit out of me, right? Um, this is turning into a weird fantasy. And they were like, what are some of Mike's favorite game series? This would be on the list in my opinion.
Are you
So
kidding me?
so this is at least my perception of you. So maybe that's gonna piss you off. But just know that
Probably.
deep down, I love you. So even if I'm wrong, even if I'm intentionally
I
misleading this person who, mind you, is beating the shit out of me, Mike, so I just want them to stop more than anything.
I hear you. Uh, I guess I'm just gonna throw one out there. Uncharted.
Not Uncharted. It
That's
is.
good
It did.
because
It okay. It came out on. This game came out during the PS3 era, but it wasn't. It's not an exclusive. Um, Again, it's a series. I think there's 3 games in the series, and this is a game that I had the honor of watching you play. But again, I myself have only scratched the very surface of it. I've never actually dove completely into it.
seriously,
This is one that I thought for sure you would get, and I'm so sorry. All right, one last guess. What do you got?
Okay. So did I have this on PS3?
Yes. Highly suggestible tourist murders swaths of addicts in a swanky undersea fishbowl. Are you running through a list of your PS3 games?
I'm I'm trying. I'm not in my office. That's the issue.
I
I can't
know.
just look at the.
Oh, I just don't want you. I more than anything just don't want you to be mad at me.
I'm not going to be mad at you. I'm going to be disappointed in myself.
Oh, I don't want that either.
Okay, read it to me one more time, and then
Yes,
we got to move on.
yes, sir. Highly suggestible tourist murders swaths of addicts in a swanky undersea fishbowl. The
A
correct
game that you watched me play.
the correct answer is yeah. Anything. One last guess.
I don't know. Go ahead. Just tell me.
The answer is BioShock.
Okay. Wow. I don't think I would have gotten there, but yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
The addicts, I think, is the tricky part of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, I get it,
Yep.
but that one's tricky. Okay.
All right. That's only your first one wrong though. You've managed to get all these other ones, so you're doing good still.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Teenage adrenaline junkie attempts to impress his boo by riding a set of irate rock monsters rodeo style.
Oh my god.
And it's not Knack.
Damn it.
um
All right, one more time.
Teenage adrenaline junkie attempts to impress his boo by riding a set of irate rock monsters rodeo style. This is a game you definitely know. I don't think you've ever played it, and I'll keep it there for now, and before I start giving some more hints.
Okay.
Teenage adrenaline junkie attempts to impress his boo by riding a set of irate rock monsters rodeo style. I know of this game. Um and this is an incredibly well like misleading or like it's like a perfect vague description of this game, truly.
That's great. That's exactly what I needed after just completely biffing it on BioShock.
To give another hint, um this game came out on the PS2.
There's no way in hell I'm gonna get this one.
It came out on the
PS2 only?
It came out on the PS2. It was then later packaged with another game for PS3 and then got a
Oh,
remaster. Yeah, that might have been too much, huh?
Eco?
No?
Shadow of Colossus?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
and correct me if I'm wrong, you've never played Shadow of the Colossus.
I haven't played through it.
Or right, yeah.
I didn't play enough of it to know that that was the premise.
Yeah, the premise is that you're taking down the colossi in order to I believe it's in order to like heal this woman, not necessarily to impress. But I guess if you healed me back to life, I would be impressed. So
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, for sure.
next one. A race of moronic humanoids requires round the clock care. You are their caregiver.
The Sims.
The Sims, yeah, very good. All right, next. Local
That
psycho.
was actually a really good. That you could put that on like ESRB, and that would make sense.
Yeah, yeah. Shelby, I was running through some of these with Shelby, even though she doesn't know a majority of these games. And when it got to that one, she said 2 Point Hospital. And I went, you're thinking a little too literally. Like, come on, peel it back a little bit. Um, but what a deep pull. Okay, next one. Local psychopath teaches 6 self absorbed tourists to reconnect with nature.
What's with all the tourism?
Tourism is an important part of gaming. It takes you to different worlds, see different
Is
places.
it tourism or colonialism?
I don't know if Discord was picking me up,
Not really.
making thinking noises. I was just squeaking.
Can
Local,
you read it again?
yep. Local psychopath teaches 6 self-absorbed tourists to reconnect with nature. First hint I can give you right off the bat is that you are not the psychopath, and you are not.
Uh,
Oh, go ahead.
Days Gone. Not Days Gone. I'm sorry. Until Dawn.
Ooh, that's a good guess. That's a really good guess, actually. That is not correct. My second little hint, quick, was going to be that you do not play as all 6 self-absorbed tourists. You are but one of them.
Um, Shit.
It's a game you've
Oh
definitely.
my God. What's?
Oh.
Oh, it's a game I've played.
It's a game you've definitely played, and actually, we talked about it and part of your gaming experience with it not too long ago.
Okay, it's not all the game I was thinking of then.
What was the game you were thinking of?
I can't think of the name of it. But it's the one where like it's a multiplayer game,
It
and you're
is
trying to like turn generators on, and like Freddy Krueger or like Jason are
Dead by
trying to.
Daylight.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's not Dead by Daylight. It's not a multiplayer game. It is a single player game. There is actually a multiplayer mode, but it is a single player game. It's part of a series, but this is a very specific one, obviously.
Mhm.
Um,
And you said this is something I played recently.
it's not something you've played recently. It's something that we had talked about recently, though. Local psychopath teaches 6 self-absorbed tourists to reconnect with nature. This came out during the PS3 era, but it is not an exclusive. Um, and again, it is a part of a larger series that has had a release. The series had a release on like current gen.
Okay. This is going to be probably an oddball, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. Life is Strange.
It's not Life is Strange. Local psychopath teaches 6 self-absorbed tourists to reconnect with nature.
It's not The Last of Us.
It is not The Last of Us.
Okay.
Again, you don't play as the psychopath, Mike.
It's objective.
um, trying to think what other hints I can give. I mean, there's a really obvious hint that I can give. So the local psychopath I would declare as one of the greatest villains in video games. One of the best villains that you get to interact with in a game over and over
Nook.
again. You say Tom Nook?
Yeah. Sorry, I really want one of these to be Animal Crossing.
All right, well, calm your tits. All right. Local psychopath teaches
All
six
right.
self-absorbed tourists to reconnect with nature. Any like final guesses?
Before you give me the obvious hint.
I'll give you the obvious hint. Yep.
Okay, give me the obvious hint.
Do you know what the definition of insanity is?
Far Cry.
Far Cry 3. Yes. All right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Again, that's a very bare bones one. That description barely begins to really peel back the layers of that game.
I think that's I didn't have Far Cry on the brain.
Say that again. Sorry.
I said I think that was a fair description. I just didn't have Far Cry on the brain.
And listen, we're going through all these games. It would be such a tough task for you to have all of these front of mind. All right. Next up, man wakes from a 100-year nap and breaks into his girlfriend's dad's house to kill a giant pig.
Um, Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. That's correct. Yeah.
Hell yeah. It's a good thing I played literally the first 10 minutes of that game.
You're like, what fucking game are you waking up from? Oh. All right. This one's tricky. This one I tweaked again because I felt like there was a specific descriptor that made it too obvious that I will give at some point if you're stuck. But the description: space explorer gets scared by their own reflection. Space explorer gets scared by their own reflection.
Dead Space.
Not Dead Space. Space explorer gets scared.
Oh, that was just me every time it went to a dark screen and I saw myself in the reflection of the TV.
Space explorer gets scared by their own reflection. This is a game you've definitely played. This is a this I'm trying to think if I want to give this next hint. It is a game that is on handheld. I'm not going to give the exact console just yet, because I feel like that'll really narrow it down. Which I feel like handheld already starts to do a pretty good job of that. Space explorer gets scared by their own reflection.
That narrows it down, but also not at all where my brain was.
Right, that's bound to happen. Also, this is another one. I'm gonna just be upfront. To be perfectly clear, no idea if this is a good description or not. And I can't I can't really I can't provide personal like personal weight to the description. So I'm just kind of banking that the internet did good here. All right, it's a Game Boy Advance game.
Metroid Fusion.
Metroid Fusion, that is correct.
To be fair, I was going Metroid before you gave me that. I just didn't know which one. But yes, that makes sense. I like that.
So the tweak to the description that I had, I did and earmuffs to anybody who's easily triggered. I did some tomfoolery with the pronouns of that description. Space Explorer gets scared by her own reflection is what it was originally, but I felt like Space Explorer and her would have you especially leaning immediately towards Metroid. So
That was a fair assumption.
right. So that's why I tweaked that to their own reflection to make it a little more intentionally vague, and you still got there. All right. This next one. Teens skip school to set up Animal Fight Club in Hawaii.
Pokemon.
It is Pokemon. Can you tell me which Pokemon?
Is that was that Sun and Moon?
Attaway.
Never even put that cartridge in a console.
I was very confident that you would know Sun and Moon was Hawaii or like loosely based, right? On like that
Yeah.
as the
Shout
region.
out to 1S Plays for my Pokemon knowledge.
Well, so originally the description was in Spain, which is Scarlet and Violet, but I wasn't confident that you knew that that was like the rough location, so that's why I went with the one that I
I,
felt was like a bit more obvious.
I didn't know that, and now I'm wondering if I need to get a copy of one of those for Justine to play.
Don't do that.
No?
No, don't.
Pourquoi?
I think she'll hate it.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm scared. Don't do that. Don't do that to her, and don't do that to me.
Was it really that bad?
No, it's not that bad. I worry that she'll hate it, and then I'll have to take the brunt of that.
You know what? That was on the Switch, right?
Scarlet and Violet, yeah, is on the Switch.
Okay, I do think she started it, and I do think she hated it. I think she borrowed it from my brother,
See,
but also I don't think she knew it was supposed to be based on Spain. So,
right, but I think that might cause her to hate it more, right? Because what she's like, this is a terrible representation of Spain.
oh, she would certainly make that
Right,
distinction too if
right.
that were the case.
And then I feel like I'm going to be the one getting hammered for it.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Next, we still have a few more to go, and by a few I mean a decent bit, but I think some of these are going to be easy for you. Next up is Dragon campaigns against the death penalty.
Spyro.
No, not Spyro.
No. Dragon campaigns against the death penalty.
this is
That's
a
funny.
this is a game that it is a part of a larger series, but all of them are very much like their own. And let's see.
Skyrim.
Yeah, it's Skyrim. Good job.
I should know. I have 6 copies of
Well,
it.
that was going to be a later hint. The later hint was going to be you own this on most devices, but yet you've never played it.
I haven't even gotten to the part where you wake up.
All right. Man goes clothes shopping on the way to crash a wedding.
Um, hmm.
This one I was going back and
Super Mario Odyssey.
that is correct. Yeah,
That's funny.
I was going back and forth. That you have played that, right?
I've started it. Like
Okay.
I've played enough of it to know that that's the premise.
Yeah. Well,
I
very
think I've
loose
got
premise.
5 to 6. I mean that it makes sense. I mean they make such a big deal of him being able to wear a speedo.
Yeah, you get Mario's nips.
Um, yeah,
I think he's wearing like surf shorts. He's not wearing a speedo.
is that what it is?
You're the perverted one. You're the one
Yeah,
who's on the
maybe I'm
for.
just
You're,
projecting.
you're the one who's on the forums going, "Why do his nipples look like that? Where's his bulge? Mario should have a bigger bulge. He's the man of this game."
Are these real conversations that we're having?
No, but probably.
Yeah, I get that. No, but probably is the right answer.
All right, next one. Animal cult ships unwitting human to an island as a wage slave. Just gonna type correct a while.
What'd you say?
I said I'm just gonna type correct a while. I've been tracking.
Animal Crossing.
Yes, correct. Animal Crossing. Which one specifically?
Um, the new one, right? I don't
Yes.
remember what it's called.
Yes, that is correct. New Horizons.
You know, funny enough, I've only ever played New Leaf.
which is the 3DS one, right?
3DS, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not true. I also played the one for DS. I forget what it's called.
Wide World.
Is
Wide
that what it
World.
is?
That one I'm not confident on. City Folk is Wii, I think,
That
and
was
then
Wii U. Oh, Wii. Yeah, you're
yeah,
right. It is Wii.
and then just Animal Crossing was GameCube, I think. Yeah, you kept going to the Animal Crossing well, and I was like, brother, hold your horses, it's coming. All right,
Don't think I'm gonna stop just because I got it right.
right. That would be very me coded to put a game in here twice, but I can attest to the fact that I did not do that, or maybe I'm lying to you. All right, next, jewelry obsessed, jewelry obsessed mammal ruins bald man's dream.
Sonic.
Yes, correct.
I'm not gonna tell you which one. All of them.
Yeah, that was I definitely just did blanket Sonic for that one. Um, this is one that one you're not gonna get, so I'm just gonna skip it. All right,
Well,
we'll come back to it at
okay,
the
that's
end,
fine.
but
Okay,
for the purpose of time. Okay, Italian
sure.
man who jumps a lot. Sorry, Italian man who jumps a lot tries to get a
You
fruit
can just
bat.
stop there.
Okay.
No, go ahead. I feel like this is a trick.
It is. Okay. Italian man who jumps a lot tries to get a fruit back from the bad guy.
This
Italian.
is a trick.
Oh, this is definitely a trick, but what does your mind immediately go to?
Oh, Mario.
Right, it is not Mario. So that is definitely the
Okay.
trick of Italian man who jumps a lot. Italian man who jumps a lot tries to get a fruit back from the bad guy. I feel like the up front makes you want to say Mario, but as I kept reading it, once I
Assassin's Creed
Assassin's Creed,
2.
correct. Good job.
That one was digging deep. That was a good one.
That was a very good one. I was very happy with that one. And Assassin's Creed 2 is the first game you ever platinumed, correct?
Correct.
So
Stone holds a near and dear place in my heart, and
yeah,
is why I hold so much criticism for Ubisoft, other than Splinter Cell.
right.
Um, anyway,
All right. A robot is constantly degrading you, but at least you can't break your ankles. A robot is constantly degrading you, but at least you can't break your ankles.
is this one Ratchet and Clank?
This one is not Ratchet and Clank. That's
Um.
good. A robe?
Oh, Borderlands.
No, it is not Borderlands.
Really?
Really.
Wow. Okay.
A robot is constantly degrading you, but at least you can't break your ankles. A robot is constantly degrading you, but, but at least you can't break your ankles.
Oh man. Um.
I'm actually questioning if this is actually entirely right. But I
Is
have
actually a what?
I'm questioning if this is entirely right, but I'm not like I feel like it is, but I again it's like it's an instance where and I actually don't think this is a game you've played, but this is a game that is so
Oh. Well, I was going to say Portal.
it is Portal, yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've played Portal.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go.
I've played both of them. Well, I've played 1 and 2. I don't know if there's more than 2, but
No, I believe there's only two. I was
I
starting
do
to
think there's no fall damage
yeah, and
if that's what they were going for.
well, I think what they were going for was maybe because you're robots yourself as well, right?
Right.
And so I think maybe that's what they were going for was like you can't break your ankles because you're a robot. Robots don't have ankles. But then I was questioning
Maybe.
It's Gladys, right? Gladys is the voice that's
Yeah,
constant.
she's constantly
Is she a robot
harming you.
or is she a human?
She's like an AI, I think.
Okay, all right. That's what I was starting to get tripped up on. I was like, oh, maybe this is like wrong.
It's not like a robot that can move, but I think like I should say it's not a robot that can like navigate. It's like in a central area.
Gotcha. Okay, we are down to the final few. Guy trapped in haunted mansion commits one of the seven deadly sins.
Luigi's Mansion?
No, it is not Luigi's Mansion. What sin did he commit in that? Lust?
Wouldn't know, haven't played it.
There's a lot of goo in those games. I don't know.
Yeah. I as soon as I said that, I'm like, there's no way that they would have mansion in
Right.
the
Man,
game. Can you read it again?
yeah. Guy trapped in haunted mansion commits one of the seven deadly sins.
Is this Until Dawn?
It is not. Guy trapped in haunted mansion commits one of the seven deadly sins. Mansion is definitely a uh that's definitely the stretch here, I would say.
Yeah.
But haunted and deadly sin are helpful for sure. It's a very old game. It's had many different iterations. I couldn't technically tell you where it even started. An arcade, maybe.
Castlevania?
It's not Castlevania.
And it's that old.
Mm-hmm. I mean, definitely think if you went to an arcade today, you would see this machine. You'd maybe see like a I can't think of the word. One of the probably oldest and like most notable gaming IPs.
Really?
Guy trapped in haunted mansion commits one of the seven deadly sins. I'll give you the sin. Maybe this will help you. Okay.
Okay.
The sin that he commits is gluttony.
Pac-Man?
It is Pac-Man.
Okay.
All right. You are an evil creature made of pure malice, and the only meaning of your existence is to bring suffering and pain onto the innocent. All right, now for the next game. No, I'm kidding. That is the next description. I'll read that again. You are an
What?
evil creature made of pure malice. I was like trying to say that I'm just like yelling this at you. That was the joke I was going for. But this is the description of the
Oh, I
game.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it read.
You're like, why am I being attacked all of a sudden?
I didn't think I was doing this bad.
You are an evil creature made of pure malice, and the only meaning of your existence is to bring suffering and pain onto the innocent.
That's okay. I don't know that I'm going to get this one.
Yeah, this one is very vague. I'll give you an immediate hint. This game came out during the PS4 era. It is a smaller game. It has very humorous content, and you are an evil creature refers to the fact that you are specifically an animal in this game.
Okay, that's where my brain was going.
So you are effectively an annoying animal in this game.
Untitled Goose Game.
Untitled Goose Game. That is correct.
Oh yeah, great game.
Very great game. All right, a
Can you
man.
read the description one more time?
Yes,
Sorry.
absolutely. No, no, no. No, no, no. You are an evil creature made of pure malice, and the only meaning of your existence is to bring suffering and pain onto the innocent.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like it. Incredibly vague, but I
Yeah.
like it.
A little extra. All right. This one's a little tricky, but I have a feeling that you will get there. A man commits a hate crime against a homosexual dragon turtle.
A dragon what?
Turtle. A man commits a hate crime against a homosexual dragon turtle. A man commits a hate crime against a homosexual dragon turtle. So the reason this one's a little tricky is that you have to know a little bit about like internet lore sort of thing. It's This one's intentionally misleading because it's not actually real, but it's more so the perception of a very specific moment within the game. And that just might be too many layers, honestly.
That's a lot of layers once you get internet lore involved.
Yeah, but it was too funny to pass up.
Sure.
A man commits a hate crime against a homosexual dragon turtle. We can start to unpack this a little bit. Dragon turtle, where's your head go with that?
Bowser.
Okay. So you're in the ballpark already.
So it is a Mario IP.
It is a Mario IP. Yep.
Okay. Super Mario Wonder.
No, it is not Super Mario Wonder, but it's Super Mario something.
Um, this is a really funny description.
And just one more time
Uh,
in case people forgot. A man commits a hate crime against a homosexual dragon turtle.
um, Super Mario Galaxy.
No, but now you're almost there. It's what do you call that? It's a 3D Mario game, so you're in the right ballpark. And obviously, it's not Sunshine and it's not Odyssey. You've now said Galaxy. It's not that.
Um, Super Mario 64.
It is Super Mario 64. In case, dear listener and Mike, you didn't know, when you defeat Bowser, if you have your volume turned all the way up, it sounds like Charles Martinet when he says, I think he says "so long, King Bowser," but in his high pitched Mario voice, it sounds like he says "so long, gay Bowser." And I swear to God, you can like look this up. It does kind of sound like he says "so long, gay Bowser," which is why the vague description is a man commits a hate crime against a homosexual dragon turtle because you throw Bowser into the lava and say "so long, gay Bowser," which would be, I think, considered a hate crime. So
I didn't realize that game had any like
it
dialogue.
it's all woo
Like,
yahoo woo, and at the very end he says "so long, gay Bowser," and that's it. That is it. No,
okay, yeah,
there's
okay, so
there's nothing else. All right, we got two left. You're doing
okay,
fantastic. You're doing way better than I thought you would.
not that bad. I know a lot about video games. I just don't play a lot of them.
No, 100%. I just thought some of these were just going to be too annoying, but you've stuck with them all. I think I've provided very good hints. I wouldn't. I mean, I would
I agree.
appreciate that I've been doing a good job, but that's fine. Whatever. Okay. A homeless guy with immense power wanders the multiverse in search of tall guys whom he kills for their balls. He then uses their balls to defeat a
Minecraft.
Yes, that is correct. I'm gonna read the whole thing.
Yeah, sorry. Read the whole thing.
A homeless guy with immense power wanders the multiverse in search of tall guys whom he kills for their balls. He then uses their balls to defeat a powerful dictator. The powerful dictator being the Ender Dragon. That one was really funny. I liked that one. So,
I'm almost glad that I answered right away because I feel like the powerful dictator would have thrown me.
ooh, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. Tall guys and their balls was enough for you. All
Yeah.
right, our final one. This one was so again, just going to be completely upfront. I have no way of understanding if this is real or not, but it was too funny not to include the description. You commit suicide to stop yourself from killing yourself.
Oh my god.
You commit suicide to stop yourself from killing yourself.
Okay.
And I feel like I should tag that with allegedly. I don't know. I technically don't know. But
Is this a game that I've played that you haven't?
yes, this is a game that I am positive you've played.
Uh,
And in this game, you allegedly commit suicide to stop yourself from killing yourself.
oh god, yeah. Oh my god. I can't tell if I'm like thinking of a game or a movie right now, but I can like see it.
You're thinking of Looper,
Perhaps.
the good old Joseph Gordon-Levitt Bruce Willis movie.
Yes. Yeah. The only thing I remember from that movie was I think I was watching it in college with headphones in, and then there's that one shotgun blast that was just way louder than the rest of the movie. And it literally threw my headphones off.
I couldn't even
Oh
remember
my
anything
god.
about that movie outside of the very base premise.
Yeah.
Again, the game we were talking about, you commit suicide to stop yourself from killing yourself. This is also a PS3 era game, and it is also a part of a
PS3.
series. Yes, PS3 era. It not an exclusive though, so it came out on 360. And again, this is a part of like a series of games. But to be perfectly candid, I don't know connection, so I can't really help too much there.
Did the series start in that era, or did the series start?
The series started on that era.
Okay.
You commit suicide to stop yourself from killing yourself.
Allegedly.
Oh, allegedly. Again, can't I technically can't confirm this, but it was good enough for other people.
Hmm.
Another hint that I can give is that we actually um, one of the other games that we mentioned during this whole thing. Um, it's a part of the same series as that one. And in this one, you commit suicide to stop yourself from killing yourself.
That wasn't Bioshock Infinite, was it?
It was indeed Bioshock Infinite, allegedly. I don't know.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all I have. That was I
That was a
mean
lot of fun.
that
Good
was
job. Well done.
hey, thanks. It couldn't have gone as well as it did without you. You did an
Well, yeah, that would have been a very boring show
yeah, just me
if it
asking
were just
and
you reading these to yourself.
yeah, and me doing like Dora the Explorer, like give like 3 seconds and go, no, not that one, and then give the right answer. And people who are driving, listening to this, start crashing their cars because they're so angry because they said the right thing, but I said no, not that one. So then they guess something else, and then I told them the answer, which was the one they had guessed originally.
Yeah, I mean
um,
that could in the future if we need another filler episode.
yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so there were 23 here in total that you went through, and Mike, you got all of them right except uh except Bioshock. You got Bioshock wrong, so 22 out of
Yeah,
23.
it's amazing because on my Mount Rushmore.
Right, I figured. And then I marked Far Cry 3, as the arbitrary point giver here. I marked that as half correct because it took
Yeah, I
hearing.
didn't really deserve that one.
Yeah, but you did eventually get it technically. So you got a 21 and a half out of 23. The last one, the one that we skipped real quick, was Little Girl Prays Away an Alien Invasion. And this one I was very confident you would not know because that game is Earthbound. But I thought that was such a funny way of describing Earthbound, um, that I included it on here. And then as we were going, I was like, nah, I should skip that one because I figured you had even less familiarity with that than you did Metaphor. So
Don't you play as Ness in Earthbound?
you do indeed, but you also have Paula, who joins your team. Paula,
Mm.
Pooh, and Lucas, I believe, if I'm remembering all the
Ah,
names.
right.
And Paula, during the final battle, this is technically a spoiler, but also one that'll keep you from putting your head through a wall. Pray. Just make sure you pray with Paula. You don't use it any other time during the fucking game, but make sure during that final battle you use that battle choice because holy fucking shit.
That's
But
very
anyway,
funny.
so 21 and a half
Yeah,
out of
I
23.
indeed would not have gotten that.
Yeah. I felt like that one was like too mean and would have put us in too much of a wall. And yeah, but this was a lot of fun, and this has me already has the gears spinning a little bit, to try and come up with uh other game type episodes like this that we might be able to do in the future, especially in instances where we need a little pre-record because one of us is going away or something. Um,
Hmm.
I feel like this was good content, good filler for a week, and yeah, and overall, I feel like you did a fantastic job.
I think you did a fantastic job. Thanks for putting this together on
Hey,
such short notice.
hey, don't thank me, thank Reddit, thank Games Radar, because without them, I have no creative abilities.
Thank you, good side of the internet.
All right, that will do it for this episode of the podcast. Hopefully, next week we're talking about a PlayStation State of Play Direct or whatever. Um, but yeah, that'll do it for this one. If you could leave us a rating or review wherever you listen to the podcast, that'd be greatly appreciated. You can go over to YouTube and go over to our channel there and leave us a comment if there is a game type episode that you can think of that is similar to this one that you think would be enjoyable and fun for Mike or I to put together and to really test the other one. Let us know. You can let us know over there. And lastly, if you can share the podcast with a friend, that would be greatly appreciated. Other than that, we will talk to you next week.